April 9, 2012. Facebook announces it will buy Instagram for about $1 billion, cash and stock. The company has roughly 13 employees, no meaningful revenue, about 30 million iOS users. To a lot of people watching, the math looks insane. A filter app, a tiny team, a price tag that sounds like panic, especially weeks before Facebook's own IPO. And this wasn't a months-long banker theater production. Over a weekend, days after Instagram closed a funding round at a $500 million valuation and detonated on Android, Mark Zuckerberg locked the deal himself. So why pay roughly double a brand new valuation for a photo app? And why does that bet look obvious only in hindsight? It starts with a cut. In 2010, Kevin Systrom is building Bourbon, a location check-in app with photos bolted on. Mike Krieger joins. The product feels cluttered, overrun with features. Systrom later describes the decision in plain language. They cut everything except photo, comment, and like. What remained was Instagram. Investors had already put in seed money. The rebuild takes about 8 weeks. October 6, 2010. Instagram launches on the iPhone. Contemporary coverage puts early growth in the tens of thousands on day one, around 100,000 in a week. By December, registrations are near 1 million. The gap Instagram fills is almost unfair. Hipstamatic had the filters, but weak social gravity. Facebook had the social graph, but not the beautiful mobile photo habit. Instagram sits in the middle and owns the camera roll. Here's the sting. Photos were one of the reasons people loved Facebook, but Instagram's network could cross-post out to Twitter and Facebook. The attention wasn't locked to the blue app. By early 2012, Facebook still looks weak on native mobile. Instagram looks like the rising photo layer of the smartphone era, valuable alone, dangerous in a rival's hands. Then, 1 week makes hesitation expensive. April 3, 2012. Instagram launches on Android. Systrom tells the press the iOS base is 30 million. Android explodes, about 1 million downloads in the first 12 to 24 hours. The New York Times later cites roughly 5 million in 6 days. Around April 5th and 6th, Instagram closes a Series B, about $50 million led by Sequoia, with Thrive, Greylock, and Benchmark. The valuation, about $500 million. Overnight, the floor under any acquisition jumps. Contemporaneous reporting frames the risk clearly. If Google or Twitter owned Instagram, Facebook would feel it. Later, CNBC reporting, based on anonymous former Facebook employees, says Twitter offered around $500 million that Friday. That claim rests on anonymous sources, not a public filing. What's clear is the urgency. Mobile photo attention is escaping, and waiting until after Facebook's IPO risks a bidding war or a rival win. According to Wall Street Journal reporting summarized at the time, Zuckerberg prefers founder-to-founder talks at his home over a lawyer-first approach. He doesn't want Systrom to walk because the process feels corporate. The clock is the enemy. The weekend becomes the deal. Roughly April 5th through 8th, calls, meetings at Zuckerberg's house. The New York Times dealbook spine puts it at about 48 hours from Friday outreach to agreement. Anonymous Wall Street Journal sourcing, widely retold, says Systrom's opening ask is $2 billion. They settle near $1 billion in cash and stock. Zuckerberg's dual-class control means Facebook's board is brought in late. The same anonymous lineage characterizes the vote as largely symbolic. The board was told, not consulted. April 9th, Facebook's newsroom makes it public, about $1 billion in cash and shares. On his timeline, Zuckerberg writes that they're committed to building and growing Instagram independently. He calls it the first time Facebook has acquired a product and company with so many users, and says they don't plan on doing many more of these, if any at all. The structure comes out in a securities filing. $300 million in cash, about 23 million Facebook shares, and a $200 million breakup fee if regulators block the deal. Independence isn't soft branding, it's strategy. Keep the product people love. Keep the brand that is winning mobile. Neutralize the backlash of Facebook ate it, while locking the asset before the IPO window closes. The internet does what the internet does. 13 people. No revenue, $1 billion, pre-IPO optics. In real time, the deal looks reckless. May 18th, Facebook goes public. The stock later falls sharply from IPO levels. August 22nd, the FTC closes its investigation with no action. As Facebook shares sink, PressMath often puts the cash and stock package around $740 to $750 million on the spot. September 6th, the deal closes. Instagram marks more than 5 billion photos shared. In its quarterly reporting, Facebook later books the acquisition at about $715 million, cash plus the fair value of the stock at close. The irony is sharp. The insane billion-dollar deal closes for less than the headline. Sellers take the stock slump haircut. Facebook still walks away with the strategic asset. The mockery was about the sticker price. The bet was about the camera roll. Years later, the absurdity looks different. In June 2018, Instagram announces 1 billion monthly active users, a company figure. Later, CNBC reporting, citing anonymous employees, puts Instagram above 2 billion monthly users. Meta doesn't regularly break that number out, so the 2 billion figure stays attributed, not company confirmed. Analysts invent their own scoreboards. Citi around 2014 floats a valuation near 35 billion. Bloomberg Intelligence around 2018 floats something near 100 billion. Those are estimates, not Meta's books. The point isn't the precise multiple, it's the direction. A panic buy that the market once laughed at becomes a core growth engine. Then, the epilogue that proves why owning it mattered. In 2013, according to the Wall Street Journal, Snapchat rejects a Facebook offer of at least $3 billion, all cash. Facebook doesn't get Snapchat. In August 2016, Instagram launches Stories, widely covered as a copy of Snapchat's format. Company figures via the press, more than 100 million daily users in about 2 months, 200 million by April 2017, 250 million by June 2017. So, the crazy $1 billion panic buy wasn't just buying users, it was buying the mobile photo layer, and the weapon Facebook used when the next threat said no. 13 people, $1 billion mockery, a billion-user engine. He wasn't buying a filter app, he was buying the future of mobile social attention before the IPO window closed.